We have to ask ourselves, what sacrifices are we willing to make? Because John Maxwell says it. He said, if there's something of value that you do want, you're going to have to give up something of value that you already have in order to get it. Right? And all a goal is, it's just a contract with ourselves that we're willing to be unhappy in that one segment of our life until we get it. Hello and welcome. This is Brian Delaney with Unlock Potential, where we get together with top experts in their field who have simple, profound advice to help you and I live better lives, to be able to be more fit to serve the people around us and answer that question, the question that nags within all of us: how good can I be and how great can I make it for people around me? I would say the biggest challenges I've faced at becoming great at sales are still the same challenges that I face today, just at a different level. It's, it's identifying those prime things that stop you from doing what you want to do. Right? At the end of the day, it's like, do you want to make great money? Is that something that you are actually committed to? Do you really want to make $100,000 a year? Let's just say. Let's start off with six figures. That puts you in the top 8% of the country. Do you want to make $100,000 a year? Okay. If that's truly what you want, what are you willing to give up in order to get there? What are you willing to give up? Are you willing to give up this thing that might be comfortable and convenient in order to engage in the challenge and change that's going to help you get to that goal? Because whatever goal you have, it's typically around an outcome, right? If we get the right outcome, the vehicle doesn't matter as much. But if we set that number, we have to ask ourselves, what sacrifices are we willing to make? Because John Maxwell says it. He said, if there's something of value that you do want, you're going to have to give up something of value that you already have in order to get it. Right? And all a goal is, it's just a contract with ourselves that we're willing to be unhappy in that one segment of our life until we get it. And so when it comes to that, it's like, get the negotiations done before you do the deal, right? Start to negotiate with yourself early on, because we can have anything we want. We just can't have everything we want. And that's sometimes, well, I want to have time with my family and I want to make great money. It's like, okay, well, that's possible in the long term, but in the short term, what are you going to give up? Well, I'm willing to give up my lack of intention with my schedule and how intensely I show up in those situations. It's like, bingo, now we've got an answer, right? Now we've got an answer. I'm willing to give up my lack of intention in a part of my life so that I get results from an intentional action and mindset that delivers on results that are going to help me get there. And so that was it. And it's just little by little owning every inch, taking ownership over every inch of our life. I think when we have a finish line perspective and you get to that place where you're making $100,000 a year or $100,000 a month or whatever that goal is for you, you're going to look back and you're going to say, well, if I only had this perspective, I would have been willing to do 10 times as much back there. Thankfully, you didn't have to. You just had to do what you had to do to get there. But understand that your starting line perspective is always going to be, this seems a lot harder than I'm willing to endure in order to get the result. And so that's why most people quit. Most people quit because the beginning is difficult. Well, if the beginning was easy, you'd already be doing it. It's okay. So make the beginning difficult, give up on your need for things to be easy, and don't say that you need to be happy in every moment of your life. That's the other mistake that I see people make. It's like, I want happiness, so necessarily that means I need to be happy in every moment of my life. It's like, number one, that's not possible. Number two, I don't think that's a worthy goal. And number three, how about we just get to the place where we have room in our life to experience it fully with other people? Experience it fully as an individual. Why don't we get to that place? And I don't think that place rests for very many of us, given what's going on with the economy, given what's going on with the value of the dollar around where the average person is, which is $50,000 or $60,000 a year. Like, I just don't see how that's a recipe where somebody's going to be able to show up fully in their life. And for me, that was the truth. It's like, yeah, I'll be at more of my son's soccer games, but I'll be thinking about other things while I'm there. I'm going to have this nagging thing about how much gas is going up, how much my rent or my mortgage costs. I'll be thinking about all those other things. But what if, in order to get to a place where I'm unencumbered by all those thoughts, where I'm not distracted by all those thoughts, and I'm fully with people, that I can just let go of my need for everything to be okay for a moment and just go on a path of making things okay, which that journey is never going to be easy. At the start of it, in the middle of it, there's nothing easy about that journey. It's just a worth it journey. It's just a journey that at the end of the day, you'll be proud of yourself. You'll know you're somebody you can depend on, and other people will too. So I think that's a big deal. Another thing that I see that stands in between people's greatness is they think that they need someone else or something else in order to make them great. It's like whenever I'm coaching people, whenever I'm helping people in business, whenever I'm just offering advice, my advice isn't because they need me or they need a certain opportunity. My advice to them is to get more of them in the equation. I'm not the secret. This business opportunity, it's a vehicle, it's a secret. This other business that we run, it's an opportunity. My coaching, it's an opportunity. But all it is to expose a perspective that's already available to them right now that they can step into whenever they want. And when they will, they'll be able to express themselves more completely and live more authentically. And so that's all we're ever trying to expose is like, what are the books that you're going to read that are going to allow you to express yourself in your life more completely? What's the coaching that you're going to get that makes what you do the best expression of your values, and therefore those outcomes mean that you're designing the life that you truly want, and that's going to be best for everybody who's in your circle of influence. So that to me, those are the big wins. Do the negotiation ahead of time, identify the things that you're willing to give up ahead of time, and just be prepared for a longer term journey. This is not going to be a message like the message that I have for most people is not a message that's going to be like super sexy on social media that people are going to like buy into. I could say, oh, this is a get rich quick situation, or that if you just do this easy thing, you're going to get a big return. I think the marker for us is like, how about let's do the things that get success and be okay and be patient and persistent in that time in between where we put the effort in and the results show up. Because good business, just like great relationships, it takes time, and that time has to be under pressure. You just have to learn to endure in that pressure. You just have to learn how to gain capacity to hold on in that pressure, because most people quit. Most people stop doing the right things. Most people give up on themselves. Most people regret, and you just don't want to be one of those people. And so let's do the work that helps you to not be, right? That helps you to grow into the person you can admire. Thank you all for joining our conversations. We're developing this platform for simple, profound tools and techniques that can help you get the best out of your life and, more importantly, unlock potential. You can find me across all social platforms at The Brian Delaney, and online, come visit us at thebriandelaney.com.